Montreal, my city. Welcome back to the Morning Detour. Weezy, Moon Chaser, and Tata. Tata, this morning, you didn't put your jersey dress on. You remember those high school parties we went out when Best of Me came out? When Case to the X, I remember crying in my bed to this song. The drama. I'm about to cry. We made it, Tata. This is the biggest show we've ever done.
I can die happy now, officially.
No, we are good. Montreal, my city tonight. Performing at Philanthropy, Montreal, the annual LGBTQ plus Pride Festival at Esplanade du Parc Olympique, TMD. This performer right here, she's a singer, songwriter, record producer, dancer, actress, philanthropist. She's sold millions of albums worldwide. She's won a Grammy. She is hip-hop royalty. Let me tell y'all, man, she's a pop cultural zeitgeist. I had to Google the word Tata. She transcends everything. We'd like to welcome to the show, Miss Mýa Harrison. How you doing, Mýa?
Hi there. I'm good. How are you? How's life treating you?
Oh, we're great.
Life
great.
Is amazing now. I swear.
So Mýa, let's kick it off here, man. Over the last 25 years, you've been doing this music thing. You sold millions of albums. You've worked with legends. You have classic hip hop songs, Best of Me, Case to the X, Lady Marmalade, Ghetto Superstar. Love that joint. When you sit back and you reflect on your career, how do you kind of feel about it in this state? Because I feel like you still look great. The music still, man, I loved you on that song, Worth It. How do you, when you look back at your career, thinking about you came into the game at 18 and you see yourself now, is it what you expected?
I've never had any expectations. I just expected to have fun, and that I have done, and I'm still continuing to enjoy myself, and making sure I protect that space because I really love the arts. So it's, I've had a lot of breathtaking moments. Meeting icons and performing with them, and it was a dream come true. And sometimes I never even dreamt of the things that happened, but I'm just getting started and really excited about what's to come. The growth is inevitable.
Okay, you're talking about moments. What would you say, what moment stands out for you? I know you've done so much, but I know there's a 1-2 story in there. There's a moment that really sticks out for you.
Well, of course, performing with Patti LaBelle, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, getting a call from Prince, opening up for him at the O2 London. There's just so many breathtaking moments. And those moments I've had to pinch myself and remind myself that, hey, remember always who you are. You can lose sight of who you are, but there's a gift there. Tap into it, protect it at all costs, and, follow love, follow the joy, and always remain a student.
Yeah, you got to keep on learning. Is there anything that you would have done differently? Or are you okay?
I would never have done anything differently because I believe, the journey is not supposed to be perfect. Your mistakes are your greatest teachers. I'm alive and healthy and well, and my well-being is intact. My sanity is intact. So I think if I changed anything, I might have ended up somewhere else. So I'm happy with where I am and even more excited about what's to come. Next week, by the way. So, I'm really, really happy and very proud of myself and everybody involved. It takes a team.
Well, we're more than happy. We're ecstatic right now, and this is definitely one for the books for me. I remember growing up, like Weezy was saying, with the jersey dresses on. We wanted to look exactly like Mýa, so it's so awesome just having you here with us today. And tonight, actually, you're going to be performing at Philanthropy, Montreal, the annual LGBT plus Pride Festival in Montreal. What does it mean? What does it mean for you to be part of such a pivotal festival, and what kind of performance can your fans expect?
So excited. It's my favorite place to be in the world. On stage, Pride festivals are everything, and it represents being who you are, sticking to your truth, not being ashamed, and living proudly and loudly. So I'm always supportive of that, and I will be performing at the Distinction concert, and that is taking place at Olympic Park. Lots of beautiful people and souls will be joining me on stage, off stage, and my performance. I give different types of sets within my show to take people on a journey and an arc, but definitely coming with all of the hits, the special requests online, new material that maybe Montreal hasn't heard before, and of course, the visuals and the dance, and of course live vocals.
And the outfits. I saw you recently in like a multicolor outfit. I said, okay, I need that.
Yeah, lots of sparkles.
Yeah, and I've noticed that you really do have an affinity with marginalized communities, especially the LGBT plus community, with respect to creativity and your shared experience. In a previous interview in 2017, you mentioned that affinity to the community, also aligning your experience with bullying. Can you explain how that relationship was fostered and what it means to you as an artist and a creative?
Absolutely. Well, my friends, my family, my associates, my co-workers, fellow artists, peers of mine are a part of the LGBTQIA community. And beautiful souls, beautiful people, real conversations, real understanding of each other. And I've always been uplifted, always welcome, and I return the same love always as, first of all, a human being of respect to however and whomever. And I feel that just being human, everyone deserves respect regardless of adversity, and differences. And I'm there to support always. And it's a place that I love to be. And I feel safe. I feel seen, related to. And yes, there are some intersections of bullying that I can relate to, not fitting in all the time, or being the black sheep of a specific box or genre or clique or community industry. So we can all relate at some point. But I have a soft place as an empath for those that have maybe been shamed and talked down upon, underestimated, disregarded, rejected, ignored, and chastised. So I love my people. I love my community, and I will always be there to uplift and follow love, which is everything I've always gotten from the community.
And I love that. The message that you portray, especially because you don't just portray it externally, you actually live it with everything you do. So I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's switch a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about the music. In 2018, you commented on a question about women in the industry being divided. So I'd like to know, what has been your observation in 2023? Because when you came in, there was Aaliyah, there was this one, there was that one. There's such a love, especially amongst the songstress and R&B. Have you seen like a major shift in terms of how women are being dealt with in the industry?
Well, I was always asked about collaborations, and I think women are not intentionally divided. I think that women are often in the press pitted against each other. And there's always this narrative of competition or the idea of insecurity. But I know, and I'm living proof of, when you work together with women, all of the beautiful things and accolades that come. Lady Marmalade, for example. And it's very refreshing and empowering, and it's a team effort. So I see a lot of that happening more so now than before, which is a cultural pivot. And I'm here for it. I love to see it. It's what guys do. But guys have been in the meetings, the boardrooms, making the decisions for the most part in a lot of industries. So when females take that stance and the position to do so, the world can see how powerful that is. And whether it's in finance or whether it's in numbers and reactions and the fan bases that show up to see such a movement, because it's energy. It's a synergy that's unmatched. I love it. Mm-hmm.
Can you speak on real quick? I've always wanted to ask you, when you guys did Lady Marmalade, how did that kind of come all together? Because you guys were all so phenomenal on that. How did that project come together? Was that spearheaded by you?
A soundtrack brought us together. So obviously on soundtracks, there's business that takes place, and each artist belongs to a specific label, and each artist is their own individual artist. So there were managers involved, there were record labels involved in sort of coordinating all of the pieces and strategizing how we were going to get this done. Hey, soundtrack budgets are no joke. So the means to do so with 4 individuals individual, actually 5, because Missy Elliott was the producer on that song, but also the announcer, and she played a big role in the video as well. So, very expensive, but it happens when the team is there, the machine is there, and we owe it all to the team effort, because that's exactly what it was. It was not just one of us.
It's a very collaborative effort. And what resonates from what you're saying is not just community and fostering a space to have that community, but it's also empowerment. And that's just like what I was saying, how everything you do translate into one another, because you're also an advocate, right? Where you empower people, you create spaces for people to feel safe and for community. And you founded the TMATF, which is the Mýa Arts and Tech Foundation, that caters to at-risk youth. You do a variety of other charities that from causes focused on animal protection, civil rights, health, the queer community, as we mentioned. What has motivated you to become so implicated on these social issues outside of the music industry? And what role do you believe other artists should play in terms of advocacy?
Well, for me, it's just a natural progression of who I am. Some of them are invites, some of them are causes near and dear to my heart, my family, my community, my associates, as mentioned before, and my lifestyle. So I get involved in things that my heart is aligned with, so that it's pure. And if it's not something that I'm familiar with, I get educated on it so that I can live it, breathe it, and understand it fully to the best of my ability before I represent something. So, there are so many different issues of the world that, of course, I would love to show up for, but sometimes as a one individual, it's humanly impossible to do all at once. But, legacy, as well as just wanting more purpose in my life outside of just the entertainment business, it's something that sometimes I quietly do, and often publicly do as well. So as far as other artists are concerned, I say follow what your heart resonates with, obviously, and what your life and your spirit align with, and the rest will follow. But it definitely is a purpose-driven goal, as well as asset to have for yourself, because it is fulfillment at the end to establish your legacy by giving another part of yourself to uplift others.
Yeah, well, that speaks volumes to me, because not only am I a part-time media entity, but I'm also working in social services. So I know it means a lot to give back. And most times people say that you have to look a certain way and, follow a certain career trajectory in order to give back to the community. But you just epitomize that you could do anything that your heart desires and still be a good and caring and loving person. So that's awesome.
Absolutely.
I think one of the most amazing things about you, Mýa, is your longevity in the music industry. So you came out from releasing your debut album, Mýa, at age 18, to star on your own independent label, Planet 9, in 2008. And today you're still putting out music, you're still performing worldwide. What advice would you give to aspiring artists coming up into the game?
I did grow up in a time of cassette tapes and vinyl and CDs and record stores. And now we're in the age of streaming, digital. And it's a different time with social media. So it's a self-promoting time where you can get discovered by any financier, brand partner, label, or other artists, producers. The world is yours, literally at your fingertips. Utilize that and utilize technology. You do not necessarily have to spend a big budget in the studio recording. I do believe artists need to obviously hone their skills, perfect their craft. So I believe in investing in your own equipment and always having a place 24 hours, just like an athlete would, to go practice, to go create, to have a space free of charge so that you can become your best self as an artist. And then vent. Get out what you need to get out. Experiment. It's not always going to come out the first time, but that first time doesn't need to be $1,200. You see what I'm saying? You can own that studio. You can own that equipment, and it can be yours, and you can outsource it as well. So I believe in that, but I also believe in team. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to pay $5,000 to a lawyer initially. but you can go to these colleges with students from graphic artists to video production, editing, lyric videos. There's so much out here in the world. Just research and you can find what you need. Legalities are another thing once you start putting things into the universe, because you will need copyright. You'll need to make sure the publishing is squared away if you're not the only person on the song. Responsible for the writing, getting signed up for your PRO, performance rights organization, and, you know, trademarking whatever your brand is going to be, whatever your logo, whatever your brand, your entity is going to be, your name, so that you can capitalize off of that once things pop off. You know, and secure your domain name. There's a lot of layers and tiers, but I do recommend reading Donald Passman books. They need to be a little updated now, because those are books of my era and before, which do not include streaming revenue, etc., and social media and monetizing. But we're adjusting and we're advancing very, very quick with AI and all kinds of rights. But have fun along the way. I believe in prayer and making sure that you meditate, as well as know who you are and figure it out as you go as well, if you don't know. But know that when you put your best foot forward and you're very clear, and that you'll end up where you want to be anyways, if you, first of all, take care of yourself. Stay away from them drugs. And, you know, and the bottle, alcohol, any poison. And that can mean people too. And stay focused as much as possible. There will be mistakes or fumbles or whatever all along the way. But when you're determined to go get it, any path you take will lead you there if you keep faith. And that's what I mean by prayer. So I believe in that side too, outside of the business and all of the logistics and the paperwork and the technicalities. Yeah. Have fun.
Have fun, meditate. That's exactly what I was doing before this interview. I was taking deep breaths out from the diaphragm.
The truth. And everybody's truth is different. It doesn't need to be pretty. It doesn't need to be anything like everyone else's, but yours is yours, and speak it. People will resonate with that.
Yeah. I love that. Your last full album was TKO, The Knockout. Okay. Open. I like Open was my song. I ain't the same. No, I ain't the same. Okay. And that came out in 2018. Since then, you've dropped a bunch of singles. And when can we expect any new music? And would it be an R&B offering or a mixture of like pop, hip hop, and R&B?
New music is coming August 18th.
Yeah.
It's pop, it's R&B, it's dancehall. It's a summer fun record.
Okay.
Featuring a dancehall legend.
Okay.
My tables are turning already. You know, the wheels are spinning.
She don't even want to give us a sneak peek. We can't get a sneak peek.
She's like, nope. Don't even ask for the name.
You'll get some sneak peeks on social media.
Okay.
We're locked in. We're tuned in and locked in.
August 18th.
Before we let you go, Maya, we have to ask you, all our friends, everyone that's a fan of you, they're like, you have to ask her this. The Best of Me video, the case of the ex. We got to get the backstory, how you kind of came up with that concept for it. I don't know if you want to start with Best of Me, because to us, celebrating the 50 years of hip hop, these are two iconic videos of all times. You can't speak about hip hop without mentioning those videos and without obviously mentioning yourself. So I've always wondered, how did you kind of come up with the video for Best of Me? Because you killed it.
Well, I didn't really do much for that video, but show up. It was just supposed to be a beautiful video with ocean backdrop, and some B-roll from the backstage tour, which I was not a part of. But the song concept came from the original record featuring Jadakiss. Yeah, and Swiss Beats produced that one. Trackmasters did the remix featuring Jay-Z. I was not involved in the video concept because it was just supposed to be baby blue and beautiful, but there was really no concept. It's just, this is showcasing beauty.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no choreography. There are no rehearsals. It's the shortest video set to this day. On 6 hours max, including hair, makeup, and all of that.
Oh, yeah?
And just perform for, a couple times in different settings. maybe three wardrobe changes, and that's it.
I want to ask you that. Did you pick the jersey dress, or was that
no? June Ambrose came up with the concept of a jersey dress. She's an iconic costume designer, stylist, fashion, everything. June Ambrose, that was her baby. She's responsible for the jersey dress, and I just rocked it. Case of the X.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I cried to that one. You killed me on that one.
The song concept came from a writer named Tracy Hale. Other collaborators are Tab. The music producer is Tricky Stewart. But that was actually a rap song first. And I was cutting in the next room with a different producer at this spot in Atlanta called Red Zone Studios. And we heard it through the walls. We were like, okay, let's see what this beat is about. And we pretty much hijacked it because we thought it should be my song. So it was a rapper song. I'm not sure whose at the time, but the label was like, yep, that's Mýa's. We're going to pay for that. Give that to us right now. And then Case of the X was born from there. Based on my age, what girls may relate to during that time, or women as well, men too. So the video was just supposed to be featuring, obviously, me. There was no rapper or anything on it, and established me as that solo pop R&B girl. Lots of choreography. And so we decided that we wanted to shoot this in the desert, have a little edge to it.
Yeah.
Tina Landon, who worked with Janet Jackson for years as a choreographer, choreographed that video. And I did some choreography as well on my solo. But the video concept was just a group effort with the video director, Diane, and Tina, the choreographer, and the label, and myself.
Iconic, boy. Iconic.
Definitely.
Mýa Harrison in the studio. Well, thank you so much for your time. Montreal might see. Make sure y'all go out tonight. Is there a time for your performance tonight?
I never know, but I'm always there on time.
So if you guys,
I believe I'm going on around like 9:30, but I'm performing for an hour, so like 9:30 to 10:30.
Oh man, an hour of
fingers crossed with no delays.
Montreal, my city. You guys want to see Mýa? She'll be performing tonight at the Philanthropy Montreal, the annual LGBTQ+ Pride Festival at Esplanade du Parc on a big Sente Day. I will be down there cheering on. I want to see the dance move with the glitters. You do it all. I'd love to see you in more movies, though. I know you worldwide. I know you dancing. I love to see you in more movies. You still look great.
Absolutely. You can check me out in the latest House Party.
Yeah.
A little cameo there. And then I did a Christmas movie in Toronto in 2021. That came out in 2022. So that's on Lifetime Television.
Are you staying in Montreal after your performance, or are you going to get to explore the
I
city?
I hear there's an after party, so I may be sliding through. Wherever that is, I'm trying to find out. Who knows? Anything goes with me. I'm always changing my flights so I can see friends that show up that I didn't know were showing up. And, have a little kiki moments.
But that's what's up, man. This has been a really dope experience. You're just like real life, man. You're fun, you're bubbly, you're beautiful. This has been great. So Tata, we can stop radio after this, even though we're the only Black urban morning show in this whole city. So
the only English-speaking urban hip hop radio show in Montreal City.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I need to learn some French while I'm here.
Yeah.
Make sure you try a poutine before you leave as well.
Okay, I will. I just saw that one of the menus on Uber Eats.
Oh yeah, you got to.
I gotta wait until after I perform for that one.
Yeah, it's heavy. Boy, this has been great. Montreal, my city, man.
Okay.
Hip hop legend, Mýa. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
Bye.